Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jazia. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about how to smell deliciously intoxicating and how to make it last all day long. I think by now I have mastered my own layering scent routine. So I'm going to be talking all about how I go about it, how I layer, where I apply the perfumes, what kind of products I use, and pretty much how I'm able to make it last and how I was able to find my own signature scent. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Okay, so before we get into the actual layering of the products, the perfumes, the very first thing that I think is definitely important is to make sure that your skin is properly exfoliated and hydrated, because dry skin is when the skin is dry, flaky, anything like that, perfumes adhere better to the skin when it's moisturized. So when your skin is really dry and flaky, then actually the perfumes will not last as long. It will break down a lot faster. Whereas if the skin is really exfoliated and it's very moisturized and you apply your perfumes, then it will pretty much prolong the scent. That is personally my experience as well. So I always like to make sure that I exfoliate my skin at least once a week, and that I always keep my skin very hydrated. Especially before I apply a perfume, I will hydrate my skin first, and I'm gonna be talking about what exactly I use. So yeah, I just make sure that I exfoliate my skin about once a week, and I always like to use a mitt like this, which is I think an African net sponge. So even if I only exfoliate with a scrub once a week, this I will use every single day with a body wash, and it will actually help to gently exfoliate the skin on a daily basis. Not as intense and as when using a scrub, but definitely it keeps my skin very smooth. I don't get any flakiness anymore, so I really recommend something like this. And it's also great with body wash, as it will help to make the body wash lather, it will foam better. So definitely I would say this would be part of my everyday shower routine, because everything I apply afterwards will just work so much better. And then also something that I think is very important, because when I think about layering, I want to make sure that pretty much every single product I use is scented. So even in the shower, I will use my favorite brand, which is the Deodoc Daily Intimate Wash, which I tend to use all over my body, but I use a sponge to make sure that it lathers, because otherwise I would run out really quickly. And yeah, this one is jasmine pear, so it's really nice scent, just so that we're gonna be layering, and I want to make sure that every product I have comes with a nice scent. So that would include my body wash, even my shaving cream comes with a vanilla scent. It's not important, but that's just the way I personally like it. Currently I'm doing IPL laser hair removal, so in between I have to shave. So I decided to go with this one. I love how it smells. It really smells like vanilla. It's such a nice scent. So I make sure pretty much that every single product I use comes with a scent. So that is just something that I personally do, but that would be part of my shower routine, just to kind of prep the skin before I start layering. Then another thing, deodorant, obviously very important as well. So this is my all-time favorite brand. This is the Neroli deodorant, and it's so it's the scent Neroli, and this to me is more than just a deodorant. It will definitely prevent any bad odor, and it will last all day long. So even after working out, I'm not gonna smell anything. So I really like that. However, this is what I call a perfume for your armpits, basically, a perfume for your underarms. It has a very luxurious, perfumey kind of scent, which I think is very interesting for a deodorant. So something that I also consider to be really important as part of my prepping routine before we start to layer. Then hydration is really, really important. As the skin is moisturized, the scent is gonna last a lot longer. Now personally, I like to use a body oil. First of all, just because I like the way that it feels on my skin. It never leaves my skin feeling tacky or sticky, which body lotions do sometimes do that. So I always make sure that I use an oil. And also oils, I think they combine really well with perfumes, because original perfumes, the old Middle Eastern perfumes, they're all oil-based, so I feel if I apply an oil on my body first and then I apply my perfumes, it's gonna last a lot longer. So that's just my personal opinions or preference. So it's definitely something that I would recommend. I would say make sure that the skin is prepped, it's hydrated, because it will adhere better to the skin if the skin is properly moisturized. So then another thing that I also want to mention is pulse points, which is basically like where you can feel your heartbeat. So the body has like different pulse points, and I've noticed that if you apply, strategically instead of like just randomly applying, which is what I used to do, by the way, and then I would wonder why it wouldn't last all day or I would not be able to smell it. And I want to smell it myself personally. Like, yes, it's nice if, I smell good, I guess, if I walk into a room, but personally, I love smelling good. I want to smell it good. I want to be able to smell it myself, and I want it like all day long, So now I am more strategic about my placements of perfumes. So I'm gonna show you like a little illustration that I designed, and I'm gonna be talking about like all the different pulse points. So as you can see in this picture, we have like good places to apply perfume, and this is also like based on my personal experience. Good places would be places like behind the ears, the top shoulders, the belly button, inner wrist, ankles, the base of the neck, between the cleavage, the inner elbow, and behind the knees. Some places are definitely like not as usual, I guess, like we wouldn't think about applying perfume there. But yeah, I would say definitely out of like my own personal experience, for me, it was a game changer when I started to be very like strategic and apply my perfumes, especially like on the pulse points. I will not only apply it there, definitely there. And when I do that, this is when I will be able to smell the perfume myself pretty much all day long. So of course, yes, other people will smell it, but I will smell it myself too without, smelling like obnoxious, like too much, right? So yeah, I'm much more strategic now about my placements. So basically, where you can feel like your heart rate, what it does is it radiates like heat, and it's that heat that's going to intensify the perfume, the scent, and it's going to also help prolong it and make it last longer. But like for me, when I smell good, it makes me feel a certain way, so I really enjoy it. So I want to smell it myself personally, because a lot of people say, yeah, like you tend to not smell it on yourself anymore after a while, but other people can still smell it on you. But I'm like, yeah, but I want to smell it too. It's nice if I smell good for anyone else, but I really enjoy if I can smell it. So since I started doing this, I kind of like leveled up my, layering routine. So then another thing that I also like to do when it comes to like layering my scents is I like to separate like into two different categories. So I have like perfumes that I would call my prime kind of scent, it's like the base, like when you apply a primer before you do your foundation. So I call that like my prime scent, and I have like places where I would apply that, and then I have like my finishing, like my top scent. I'm gonna show like another little illustration, and basically for the lower body, this is like where I like to keep my scents a little bit more softer, which I would call my priming scent. And then for the upper body, that's what I would call like my finishing, my top scent, which is something that I want closer to my face, and it's also like the most true to me. It's like my most signature kind of scent. But I really want to like combine different scents together to create like my own unique customized scent, my own like essence. I like to separate into two categories, for the lower body and then for the upper body, and then also it will be like two different types of fragrance style. It's like a different vibe, a different essence. I usually like to layer up to about 3 to 4 products. So for each category, which would be 2, for the lower body, I would layer up to 2 scents, and then for the upper body, I would also layer 1 to 2 scents. So it's anywhere between 3 to 4 maximum, like on my body. So the way that I like to find exactly like the scent that I'm looking for and how to make it like harmonious with each other, like I have like a very weird abstract way of thinking. So first of all, by no means I'm not like a perfume expert or anything like that. I have a very like intuitive, artistic understanding of this. So it's a very like personal thing, and I think you can go wrong, because at the end of the day, like your nose will be the judge, right? If whether it smells well or not, or like whether it's in harmony or not. So I pretty much like make my own rules for this. It's a very like intuitive understanding, and it's very like artistic for me. So how I like to think is I like to think in colors, which is a little bit weird. Like I said, I have like a weird abstract way of thinking, but I like to think of colors because when I think of a certain color, I think of like a certain feeling, like how it makes me feel when I see a certain color. So I want to translate that color into a feeling, and then I want to translate that feeling into a scent. So this just makes it easier for me for when I'm on the lookout for like a new perfume. I know exactly what I want, so I don't just like randomly go to the store and just like smell and then see maybe I like this. No, I really want something that is true to me, that is like my signature scent. But at the end of the day, it will always like be within what I would call like my own essence. So I like to know exactly what I'm looking for. I like to play with colors because colors represent like a certain feeling to me, and then it is that feeling, that emotion that I want to translate into a scent. So I'm gonna give you like a little example, and I will like use myself as an example on how I go about finding, you know, the scent that I'm looking for. I want you to like be able to smell how I feel. That's like how I go about perfumes for me. It's like, I don't know, a deeper kind of thing. So colors that I feel very drawn to, for example, the color gold. So what does this color to me mean? I think of obviously warmth, richness, something that is inviting, something that is enticing. I mean, when you think about the sun, you know, the sun is very magnetic. It kind of pulls you in, right? When it's very sunny outside, it makes you like want to go outside. Like the sun is very like enticing. It pulls you in, it draws you in. Whereas if you would look outside the window and it would be like a dark, gloomy day, you would be like drawn into your bed again, right? So the sun, to me personally, has a very magnetic, enticing, it pulls you in, it draws you in. And so I want that to be part of like my base scent. I want that feeling, something that is rich, warm, enticing, something magnetic, something very inviting. That is something that I look for in something that I would consider like my priming scent. If I can find that essence in like a body lotion or a body oil, perfect. If I cannot, then I'll just like use whatever like lotion or oil I have, and then I'll just like, you know, everything that I just explained that I'm looking for, I'll just get it like in a perfume and then start layering. However, I was lucky enough to actually find a body oil that has like everything that I just mentioned, which is like the perfect base for me. It does not like compete with any other scents that I apply. So this is the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum body oil. This one is like the best, and it has everything that I just mentioned. It has the warmth, it has the richness, it's enticing, it has like a, I don't know, it's very delicious smelling, kind of makes you want to eat it. It's very like intoxicating, addicting, you know, I love it. So because this is like a body oil, I will apply this all over my body. If I cannot find essence that I'm looking for in my base scent or my prime scent, which would be for the lower body, then I'll just like use a perfume, like another perfume, for example, that I think is a good representation of everything that I just mentioned is the Dior J'adore Infinisme. It's just perfect, you know, I love that. So yeah, but in this case, this is like the product that I have on right now. So after showering, this would be like the first product that I would use. I would apply it all over my body, and then we move on to the second base or prime scent. This would be part of my lower body. For the lower body scent, I want to keep it really soft because as I go higher up my body, that's when I go more intense and just, you know, much more, yeah, it's deeper, more intense kind of scent. So I don't want them to be like clashing or competing with each other. So I keep the scent that I apply on my lower body softer, you know, not too overpowering or intense. And then I move on to my second like base or prime scent. So in this case, the one that I have on today as well, this is the, I think it's Fleur, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Fleur, and this is the Vanilla Skin. So this is like a body mist perfume, and I am so addicted to this, by the way. So this is definitely like a vanilla kind of scent. I love this. So after applying like my Bum Bum oil, I then go in with this. Why am I drawn to this? So I'm gonna show you like a second color, which is like this creamy off-white, it's like a nude beigey kind of color, you know, it within that color theme, like that soft, warm, creamy beige white kind of color. I feel very drawn to that as well because it's soft, but it's still rich and it's still warm and inviting, which is what I want. So I think this one, which is the Vanilla Skin, kind of gives me that vibe. There is a touch of like sensuality, but in a very soft and gentle, creamy kind of way. So I think it's just a perfect like prime scent. Now, where do I apply it? So as this is part of like the lower body, so I like to apply it like on my inner wrist. So basically I will apply it like here and here. I kind of like to apply it here as well, but I make sure that I don't forget like the pulse points, because that's what's gonna like radiate the heat and it's just gonna prolong the scent a lot longer. And I can speak from personal experience that it's true. So I just kind of go like this. Sometimes I may go back over it. It depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I kind of do like the same thing on this side. So I don't know if you can see. So I go like this, and then kind of like this. And then also something that I feel like is really important to mention is that you don't want to go like this. You don't want to like rub it, because when you do that, it actually like breaks down the perfume faster. So it will basically like make the scent not gonna last as long. So that is also something that I have learned, and that's something that I used to do. I would like spray and then kind of go like this. Probably best not to do that. So you just apply it and then you just let it like dry. So for example, I don't immediately like get dressed afterwards. So for example, if I'm gonna wear like a sweater or a jacket or whatever, something with long sleeves, I like to make sure that it's completely like dry to the touch before I put anything on. Another place that I like to apply this is on the, you're not gonna be able to see this, is on the belly, like the tummy area. So basically like the belly button, I would say. So I like to apply it there. And then depending on whether or not I'm wearing a dress, if I'm wearing a dress, then I would apply it also like on my ankles and behind my knees. If I'm wearing pants, probably not, just because it would be like, it would rub it off. So I could do it like on top of my pants if I want to, but obviously like if it has direct contact with the skin, that's even better. But if I have no choice, I could do that. So basically I apply it here and here. So these are like the 2 pulse points, and then maybe like in the middle as well. That's just because I don't know, I just want to. So I do the same thing on the other arm, and then I like to apply it on the tummy, like the belly button, and then also like behind my knees and then ankles if I am wearing a dress. This I just love. You know, these 2 scents, they go really, really well together. Or this with the Dior, like J'adore Infinisme, for example. So let's say, like I said, I, cannot find the scent that I want in my base. If I want to layer like 2 types of perfumes, the way that I like to go about it is I don't apply the perfumes like on top of each other. I actually apply them like on different parts of my body. So for example, if I want to use like the Vanilla Skin and the Dior J'adore Infinisme, so I would just do like one side with this and then the other side with the J'adore Infinisme. So I would just apply this like here, and then maybe also like on my belly, and then behind my knees, my ankles, like on one side, on my left side, and then I would do like the Dior J'adore Infinisme on the other side. So I don't want to apply them on top of each other. I mean, you could, if the scents are compatible, you could, but I want to keep it really interesting, and I really enjoy if I have like slightly different scents on different parts of my body. It just makes it so interesting in my opinion. If I turn to one side, it releases like a certain scent. So with like every movement I make, there's like a slightly different scent. I just love it. It just makes it really, really interesting. So that's personally the way that I like to do it. And also, for example, like this one, the Vanilla Skin, the notes that we have here. So the top notes are pink pepper, pink apple, and then sugar crystals. And then the heart notes is lily, jasmine, cashmere wood. And it definitely has like a little bit of a woody kind of tone to it as well, which I love. And then the base would be vanilla, sandalwood, and agarwood, if that's how you pronounce it. You can definitely like smell the vanilla, but it has like a very sugary type of scent. It has a very delicious type of scent. It's a very like warm, woody, vanilla kind of scent, vanilla scent. And then it finishes off with like a sweet sugariness. I love it. I think it goes so well with these 2. It literally makes you just want to like eat it. It's so delicious. So this would like be part of the lower body mostly. I mean, this is obviously like a body oil, so I use this all over my body, but still I feel like these 2 together is like a beautiful combination. So this would be like part of the base of the priming scent. Okay, so then now moving on to the upper body. Now for upper body, the way that so it's the same thing, like I will apply either 1 to 2 products depending on whatever it is I'm looking for at that time, especially if I can find everything that I want within 1 perfume, great. If not, then I will usually like layer up to 2 products. I don't want to use like too much, otherwise I feel like it will be too much. I want my scents to obviously like remain in harmony with each other, and I don't want them to like compete, and I don't want it to be like too overpowering. So for the next like color theme, so basically for the upper body, this is like like the most true to me, I guess. It's like the scent that I feel the most drawn to. So I want this to be like the closest to my face, basically. And so for the lower body, I want to keep it soft and creamy and rich and warm, inviting. Whereas for the top, this is when I go darker. I go more rich, I go more intense, deeper. So again, I like to think in colors because I want to translate that into a feeling and then into an emotion. So another color, or like a color theme that I feel very drawn to, is this color, which is basically like a very warm, rich, earthy kind of brown color. So what does this theme remind me of? Like, what is the essence that I get when I think of this? So when I think of this color, I think of something that is very warm, rich, and it has also like an earthiness to it. It's almost like a woody, musky kind of vibe. Like, that's the vibe that I get when I think of this. I think it's also like a little bit more masculine, I would say. It's almost like animalistic. It almost also reminds me of something that is burning, something smoky. You know, think of like burning wood, basically. That's like the vibe that I get when I think of like this particular color. So I want to like translate that into a scent. So for the upper body scent, this is like when I want to go a little bit more musky, maybe a little bit more woody, a little bit more smoky, maybe. You know, that would be, I guess, like the essence or the vibe that I'm looking for. So for example, I do have like a particular perfume that I will show that contains like some of those elements. So then the final like color theme is this color, which is, as you can see, it's like a very deep, rich red. It can be like a burgundy red, like a true autumn kind of red. Kind of like the makeup look that I have on today, I guess, or like a dark ruby kind of red. So first of all, this color is like literally my all-time favorite color. I think of passion. So the reason why I feel so drawn to this color is because it's a very passionate color. I mean, literally, like my hair is red, like my bed, like the sheets on my bed is red, the look that I have on today is red, my nails. Like, I really, really love this color. I'm so drawn to this color. It's such a beautiful romantic shade. I love this color. So that is what I look for in a perfume. Something that represents that passion, that intensity, something that is very like alluring, sensual, you know, mysterious. So I have like a particular scent that actually does represent like both the color themes that I just shown, like the brown and then the autumn red. So when I see this color, I would say this color could be like more floral. You know, it can be a little bit more sweet, but it's not like a soft sweetness. It's a deep, intense, sweeter kind of scent, almost like wine or something like that. It's not a soft, girly kind of sweetness. It's a very deep and intense sweetness, which I think is like a beautiful combination with like the musky, the woody, burning kind of scent combined with a little bit of sweetness. It just makes it a little bit more delicious in my opinion. I definitely think of something that like draws you in. It's a very provocative shade. Think of something that is a little bit more spicy, a little bit more smoky as well. So I do have like a scent, which is probably like my favorite. I think it's like my all-time favorite. So this is the Givenchy Interdit Rouge. When I think of these two colors, the feeling that it gives me, the essence that I'm looking for, is within this bottle. So I don't need to like use two different scents. I can just get everything that I need within this. It contains like both. It's definitely a very smoky perfume, a very burning, smoldering kind of perfume. I remember like the first time that I sprayed this, it reminded me of something that was burning, something that was on fire. You know, it had a very like literally smoldering hot scent, but it's very, very deep and intense, a very sensual type of sweetness. But I am so addicted to this scent. I cannot get enough of it, which is what I want. I want something that is intoxicating, addicting, something that I just cannot have enough of. That's why I want to keep it the closest to my face. So the very first place that I like to apply it is actually like behind my neck. So I like to apply it like around here, like this. And then I like to apply it behind my ears as well. So I kind of like to just apply it like right behind the ears, like this. And then I just let it dry. I personally cannot apply my perfumes like here on the shoulders and like the upper chest, because whenever I do that I get a rash, which is a bummer. If I do want to apply it on my shoulder blades, which I really love, I would make sure that I'm wearing something with like long sleeves. If it's summer or whatever and I don't wear something like that, then where I definitely like to apply it is the cleavage. Kind of like here, I guess. And I would just go like that. And then I also like to apply it here, because I like to apply it on my clothes as well. Not too much. I make sure that I focus mostly like on my skin, and it depends on what I'm wearing. I would say here and here. And I think that's kind of like it for me. So those are like my favorite places. But the closest that I can get to my face is like the cleavage and then like right here. Now, let's say I was using like 2 different perfumes for the upper body. Then I would just do one on each side. I would do like here, like this. So for this one, for example, I would apply it here, then here, and then maybe like this one here, this one over there, and then choose whichever one I want like in the middle. But that is like how I would do it if I was wearing like 2 different perfumes. But that would be like my body layering type of routine. Now, if you're a little extra like me, then I also like to apply hair perfume. I want to use like as many like scented products as I can without it becoming like too overpowering, but I make sure that whatever I do get, it's always like in harmony with anything that I have on my body. So I definitely like enjoy applying like a hair perfume, and you could apply like, I guess, a regular perfume on your hair. It's just that it contains like a lot of alcohol and it can like dry out the hair, so you want to be a little bit more careful for that. So if you really want to like level up your scented routine, I definitely recommend adding in maybe some type of hair perfume. So the ones that I've been enjoying the most lately are like these 2. So this one is like by Gisou, and it's the honey infused hair perfume. It's the floral edition, and this is the Fleur Amber Haze. So this is actually like a body, it's like a hair and body fragrance. So this particular scent is definitely like a more sweet floral kind of scent. It has like the signature honey like ingredients. I would say like I think I prefer like the original the most if I have to choose. I wanted to like try this one, but I think in the future I will go back to like the original one. That one was like my favorite, but it does smell nice. So I would just like apply this all over my hair. But the one that I've been enjoying the most, which is just the most compatible with whatever it is that I'm wearing right now, is the Fleur in Amber Haze. So this is definitely also a little bit on the sweeter side, but it's a very like ambery, warm scent. I think the notes here was saffron, we have jasmine, we have amber, vanilla, musk. So yeah, it's a much deeper kind of scent. It's sweet, but it's a little bit more intense, a little bit warmer, a little bit more musky. So I think it goes really well with like whatever it is that I'm wearing right now. So the way that I like to apply it, I like this. Maybe a little bit on the back. And I might sometimes like take a brush to kind of like brush it through my hair, but I don't always do it. And this is just gonna make sure that my hair smells really nice too, and I really like that. And I like to also light like the closest to my face so that I can really smell it myself. This. But this is gonna ensure that you're gonna smell absolutely divine, intoxicating. Literally like everywhere. With every single move you make, you're releasing some type of scent. Whether you turn with your hair, it's gonna like release a scent, and it's all like different scents. It's all harmonious with each other, but it's different. I think it just makes it so much more interesting, and I can never like get bored with this routine. So definitely a hair perfume is something that I definitely enjoy doing. Something that I also have been doing, which is not like essential, it's just something that I personally enjoy, is that every single time that I'm done with my like hair wash routine, so after shampoo, like blonde repair, a mask, I like to finish with like a shine rinse. You know, they tend to come with like very strong fragrance, so I think it's like the perfect way to like end my hair wash routine, because I get like a nice glossy sheen, yet it also comes with a really good scent. So for example, this one is the Amika Flash Instant Shine mask. Definitely makes my hair very shiny, and it has like a nice fruity tropical kind of scent. But if I want like a stronger kind of scent, I would say this one. So this is also like a gloss rinse, so it's just the perfect way for me to like end my hair wash routine, so I get like shine, but at the same time it does actually come with a pretty strong scent. So the notes in here, from what I can remember, was like amber, vanilla, sandalwood, and coconut. So it's actually like a pretty strong perfumey kind of product. So it's just like a nice way, I feel like, to end my hair wash routine. I get the shine and I get a nice scent. And then of course, if I layer additional like hair perfumes on top of it, my hair is just gonna smell incredible for until, you know, the next time that I have to wash my hair. So this is also something that I've been doing and enjoying. They will make you smell incredible. With every turn, every move you make, your hair, your neck, from your ankles, your elbows, the cleavage, literally from everywhere. Like with every turn and movement you make, you know, you're releasing like this divine scent. So for me, I've really like leveled up my layering routine. And then also, like, after washing my hair, before applying like a hair perfume, I like to finish with like a nice hair oil. So these days I think a lot of hair oils tend to smell really good, but these ones are like my favorites. Scent-wise, these are my favorites, yet it also is good for my hair. So this is the Virtue like healing oil, a very luxurious scent, and then the Moroccan oil. I think like this one has like the best scent ever in any like oil I've ever used. I really love the scent, and it actually lasts like a pretty long time. So that's like an additional little thing that you can do as well. Even though when it comes to hair, I do make sure when I buy a product that it's for like the benefits that I get and not necessarily for the scent. But if it comes with a nice scent, why not? Like I said, everything that you use scented, even better. It's just gonna make you smell incredible with every turn you make. Then, final but not least, hands. I think this might be like an overlooked part for people, but ever since I started like painting my nails like with gel polish, so I use like manicurist gel polish, like that's the only brand that I use on my hands. I mean on my nails. My nails are more painted more painted than not, so I have to take like really good care of my nails, my hands. So ever since I started having like a consistent routine with painting my nails, I want to make sure that they're very like well taken care of. But then I also think like if I'm gonna use a product, why not make sure that it's like scented, an additional scented product, so this way even my hands will smell divine. So the things that I like to use, so for example, I have like a bunch of different cuticle oils, but this one, which I got from Amazon, this is the Neo Nail Cuticle Oil Intense, but it actually comes with like a very beautiful feminine aroma, which I enjoy as well. So I like to do like 1 drop per finger, and then I just like massage this, and I do this like 2 times a day. So after like my morning skincare routine, I will apply like cuticle oil on every like finger, and then also after my nighttime routine right before going to bed, just to keep my nails strong and healthy and flexible. And then of course hand cream. So I mean that's like my favorite part, you know, and I have like a new cream on my wish list, which is the Kayali like vanilla hand cream, because these are like this one is already finished, this one is almost done. Yeah, so this one is like lavender and this one is roses. So this is like my second tube. So this is also by Manicurist, by the way, which is like my all-time favorite brand when it comes to like anything hands and nails. And then this one is a lavender. So I feel like why not have hands that smell really, really good, especially like right before going to bed. So I just make sure that whatever hand cream I use, it's always scented. It always comes with a beautiful divine scent. So anyway, this has been like the ones that I've been using this year. So this one is like the second tube that I got. So I do enjoy this one. So this one is the roses. So it's like a rose hand cream, and we all know how roses smell. It may not be for everyone, but I do enjoy the smell of it. But this one is a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more feminine, a little bit more mature. The other one is a little bit softer. So I prefer this one. But it makes it fun, in my opinion, to make sure that no matter what products I use, everything comes with a beautiful scent. So and this is like, I think why I'm able to smell really good like the entire day. Because I used to just think like, oh, you know, I'll just spray some perfume and hope it falls somewhere right. I don't know. But now it's like a more strategic thing. I know that there are like certain parts of the body that will prolong your scent a lot better. I make sure that my skin is properly hydrated and exfoliated, and ideally I like to use an oil right before I spray my perfume, just because it's going to make the perfume last a lot longer. And I layer. I make sure that whether it's hair, body care, I also use different perfumes on different parts of my body, so I don't spray like 2 different scents on top of each other. I'll choose like one scent for one arm and then another scent for another, and it just creates something very like unique and customized to you, you know, so that if you walk into your room, they can smell your presence, like it's your unique essence. That is what I want in a perfume. And it's not just one perfume, obviously. It's a whole routine. You know, it starts in the shower and then it ends with my hands. So that is my layering routine. I hope it was not too complicated, because I don't know, maybe it was a lot. I don't know. know, but that's just, you know, that's what I do. So I think it works, but as you can see, it's not always so simple, I guess. Like it can be like a multiple step process, and it's not just like one little perfume and you're done. It could work. I used to do that as well, and if you apply the perfume on the correct places, you don't have to layer so many products. But if you really want to level up your layering routine and you want to smell absolutely deliciously intoxicating, divine with every turn, every step, every movement you make, then I would definitely recommend to maybe like start exploring with different scented products on different parts of your body, and then to just like customize it to yourself so that you have your own unique essence or scent. So anyways, I hope this video was useful or helpful. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time.